traveling through the Fire Nation, Team Avatar is supposed to lay low and avoid drawing attention, but when Katara sees a village suffering from polluted water and sickness, she just can't turn away. The locals believe in a spirit called the Painted Lady, so Katara uses that legend to quietly help them. She heals the sick, shuts down the factory poisoning their river, and drives out the corrupt firebenders. If the Fire Nation had caught her bending, things could have gone very badly. But Katara risked everything to help strangers, and that kind of courage says a lot about who she is.
I knew you'd come.
Thank you!
Painted Lady, you're the best!
We've got to get the baby out of here!
Way ahead of you!
Mei and Ty Lee might not be benders, but don't let that fool you. They've taken down some seriously tough opponents. Still, when they ambush Katara and Sokka, Katara holds her own like a pro. She dodges Ty Lee's flips and blocks Mei's daggers with quick bursts of waterbending, protecting both herself and her brother. She's outnumbered but never overwhelmed, thinking fast, hitting hard, and staying in control the entire time. This wasn't just a flashy moment, it proved that Katara doesn't need anyone watching her back, even against two top-tier fighters at once.
How are you gonna fight without your bending?
I seem to manage.
Deep in the heart of a misty swamp, Team Avatar is ambushed by a terrifying creature made entirely of vines. It moves like a ghost, striking from the shadows and tearing through the undergrowth. Katara engages the monster, using her waterbending skills to prevent it from regenerating. But this thing doesn't go down easy. It grabs Sokka and begins pulling him into its body. That's when Katara switches tactics, using a combination of ice and waterbending to free her brother, showcasing her versatility and quick thinking in combat. Eventually, it's revealed that the swamp monster is controlled by Hu, a waterbender from the swamp tribe. This encounter introduces the concept of plant bending, a sub-skill of waterbending that allows benders to manipulate the water within plants.
Why did you call me here if you just wanted to kill us?
Wait! I didn't call you here.
The Day of Black Sun was a rare chance. During the solar eclipse, firebending would be completely shut down. It was the perfect moment for Team Avatar and their allies to launch a full-scale invasion of the Fire Nation. Katara was right on the front lines, charging into enemy territory with the Southern Water Tribe. Her waterbending was key, slicing through underwater barriers and blasting apart defenses as the troops hit the shore. In the middle of the fight, she held her own against enemy soldiers, switching seamlessly between offense and defense. And even though the mission failed to capture the Fire Lord, Katara's performance proved she was more than ready for the war's final chapter.
We can't keep them all back! There are too many of them!
Even though Katara and Azula crossed paths a few times in Book 2, they didn't really go head-to-head until the final battle beneath Ba Sing Se. Alone in the catacombs, Katara fought with more aggression than we'd ever seen from her. Her bending was sharp, fast, and dangerous. At one point, she sent a slicing sheet of water at Azula that could have ended the fight if Azula had been even a second slower. Katara was in control. She might have finished it, until Zuko stepped in and chose his sister over what was right. When Aang tried to turn the tide by entering the Avatar state, Azula struck him down with lightning. Katara, heartbroken but not frozen, summoned a wave to throw them off and rushed to Aang's side. With help from Iroh, she escaped and saved Aang's life with her healing. If she had hesitated, the Avatar cycle could have ended right there. That moment is easily one of the most heroic things she's ever done, and the world would be a very different place without it. While Aang's spirit was off navigating another realm, his physical body was left completely exposed. So when Zuko tried to kidnap the unconscious Avatar, it was up to Katara to stand guard. She met the firebender head-on, matching every burst of flame with sharp, controlled waterbending. She stayed cool under pressure, refusing to flinch even as Zuko turned up the heat. The fight ended with Katara unleashing a wave so powerful it wiped out any doubt about who was in control. And when he tried to come back for a second round not long after, Katara didn't just hold her own, she was more than happy to remind him again who he was dealing with.
Whoa!
Here for a rematch?
Trust me, Zuko. It's not gonna be much of a match.
You should have learned the technique before you turned against me. It's impossible to fight your way out of my grip.
Katara's showdown with Hama is one of the most unsettling moments in the entire series. What starts as a regular bending fight quickly turns dark when Hama reveals the forbidden art of blood bending. This wasn't just about bending skill, it was a clash of values. Hama wanted Katara to embrace power no matter the cost, but Katara pushed back, even when she had to use the same twisted technique to stop her opponent. She didn't want to cross that line, but there was no other option. In the end, Katara stopped Hama, but it didn't feel like a victory. She walked away shaken, having done something she never wanted to do. That moment doesn't just haunt her, it haunts us too.
My work is done. Congratulations, Katara. You're a bloodbender.
There! See those Sea Raven flags? It's the Southern Raiders.
Let's do this.
Katara's mother was killed during a Fire Nation raid by a soldier named Yan Ra. So when Zuko offers to help her track him down, Katara doesn't hesitate. Fueled by years of grief and anger toward the Southern Raiders, she unleashes some of her most powerful waterbending to hunt down her mother's killer. She even resorts to bloodbending, a terrifying technique she once swore never to use. When she finally confronts Yan Ra, Katara freezes the rain around her, turning the falling droplets into deadly icicles. In that moment, his life is in her hands, but instead of going through with it, she walks away. Yan Ra didn't live because of strength or forgiveness, he lived because Katara chose mercy. And that choice speaks louder than any act of vengeance ever could.
I always wondered what kind of person could do such a thing. But now that I see you, I think I understand. There's just nothing inside you. Nothing at all. You're pathetic and sad and empty.
Are you crazy, Katara? You're not gonna win this fight.
I know! I don't care.
You don't have to do this for me. I can find another teacher.
When Team Avatar reached the North Pole, Katara was excited to learn from Master Pakku, until he refused to teach her simply because she was a woman. Furious, she practiced with Aang behind his back and eventually challenged Pakku to a duel. Katara was no match for a waterbending master, especially without formal training, but she still pushed him hard enough to take her seriously. In the middle of their fight, even Pakku had to admit she was talented. Though he ultimately won, Katara's determination and bold words were enough to break through his stubbornness. Her fearless stand didn't just earn her a teacher, it opened the door for future generations of female waterbenders and brought her one step closer to becoming a master herself.
Katara, you've advanced more quickly than any student I've ever trained. You have proven that with fierce determination, passion, and hard work, you can accomplish anything.
I'd really rather our family physician look after little Zuzu if you don't mind.
Katara had already proven she could hold her own against Azula, but with Sozin's comet making firebending far more intense, the danger was on another level. Even then, Katara stayed calm. She dodged massive fire blasts and even a lightning strike, then cleverly lured Azula over a pool of water and froze them both mid-fight. In a brilliant split-second move, she slipped through the ice and chained Azula down. She didn't even breathe until it was over. Taking down a firebending prodigy at her peak was impressive enough, but the fact that Katara's win opened the door for Zuko to end the war, that makes this a legendary moment, definitely worthy of the top spot. So which fight had you the most hyped? Drop your favorite Katara moment in the comments. Please like and hit that subscribe button for more Avatar battles. Until next time, stay geeky.
You can't knock me down! Go, Katara!